This is a WCBI First Alert Severe Weather Update.
Hello and good evening, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson again. We don't have it plotted yet, but we are expecting a new tornado warning to come out for parts of Clay and Lowndes counties here. That would include this area around GTR Airport. Some squirreliness going on with the radar here near Artesia and Mayhew right here. So it is 1:26 in the morning here, and it looks like we are going to be getting a new tornado warning here shortly, so that is why we're joining you also on our Facebook live stream too, and also over at WCBI.com/live. So just looking at our shear rate here, it's really ramping on up right here near Mayhew. This is right at GTR Airport, and it is moving to the east-northeast. These have been moving at about 45 miles per hour, so heads up for those of you in Columbus now. We are going to be getting a new tornado warning now. It looks like that will come out and plot somewhere out here, and that may likely include Columbus, so don't be at all surprised if your phone starts chirping. If you start to hear the sirens, we will be tracking this tornado warned storm now as it approaches the city of Columbus. So again, it is 1:26. Alex Puckett has come on in. He's over on our other system. Jacob Dickey is heading out to the field to see and intercept what happens with the storm as it comes on in. So we'll continue to follow this here as we come back over here to Links 2. And there's the circulation here out towards Mayhew. So Alex, go ahead and just keep doing what you're doing over there, and we'll wait for this warning to trickle on down. I suspect this warning is probably going to go for about 45 minutes or so. And these storms are moving at about 45 miles per hour. So there's what sounds like the new statement.
It's going to be for Clay and Lowndes County. So if you're watching us over towards Tibby right now, you want to be in a safe place. This thing's pretty close to you as well. It's pretty close to Highway 45 alternate. Again, there's your circulation right there. So this is Mayhew, Highway 82 right through here. This is Tibby. Ultimately, this is sort of towards the northern end of that polygon, but the reason for that is there's sort of a secondary rotation here near Artesia. So we're sort of watching two areas, and I'll go ahead and circle these here. Circulation number 1 right up here, sort of around the Tibby and Mayhew area. Circulation number 2 is fairly close to Artesia. Obviously, right now we don't want anyone traveling on Highway 45 alternate, and also don't want anyone traveling on Highway 45 in southern Clay or Lowndes counties, and also we don't want anyone traveling on Highway 82 between Oktibbeha and Lowndes counties. But that northern circulation really probably looks like the more impressive of the two right now. So that's something that we'll be watching. Again, this is going to be one of those days where a lot of times the rain part of the radar, the reflectivity, is not going to tell us too much of the story, but we do have those two circulations there. And as you said, Keith, the shear rate really sort of popping up as well. And in that primary circulation, we're starting to pop some of those reds there. And that's a pretty good indication that we've got some pretty good spin in this storm. So again, because of that, the Weather Service in Jackson has decided to go ahead and issue this tornado warning. That's going to go out until 2:30 this morning. This does include Columbus, all of downtown Columbus. This includes Artesia, Mayhew. This does not include West Point. It looks like it'll stay just south of West Point. This does not technically include the city of Caledonia. If you live in the south end of town, you might be in that polygon there. But again, certainly this is going to be more of a central Lowndes County warning and a far, far southeastern Clay County warning. So there's going to be a lot of folks who are hearing sirens go off, maybe hearing their phones go off. Not everybody's in this. So if you're watching us in Crawford, Lakeover Estates, you are not in this warning right now. If you're watching us in Caledonia, especially on the northern side of town, you're not in this warning. If you're watching us in Columbus, though, Battery Heights, Oakdale Park, you are in this warning. Ben Oak, you're in this warning as well. So we'll be keeping an eye on this. Obviously, we've had some tornadoes that have caused some damage across parts of the area late last night into early this morning. We'll be keeping an eye on this to see if we get any sort of interesting signatures on the correlation coefficient. This is what we use to see tornado debris, and that we'll be keeping a close eye on that. We may be getting something there as well. That looks a little bit suspicious there, to say the least. Just to the north of Mayhew, looking at this area right in here. And again, what we're looking for is a debris signature on radar, and we're going to circle that. I'm going to take you through the process of this. We're looking for...
Scrub back through that, certainly interjecting, just see if that's not noise or anything, but it could be a little bit of noise. I don't know if it is or not. Ooh, okay.
No, I think that may be a
Okay,
debris
so-
signature. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. So we'll look at this here, and again, you've got those greens and yellows showing up. So we've seen a lowering in that correlation coefficient. And
National Weather Service confirming that TDS.
yeah, and so again, National Weather Service seeing what we're seeing here. We've got that strong circulation there on radar, and again, we've got reflectivity with it. We've got those reds showing up. So all that put together means we're seeing tornado debris lofted in the air. So we can now confirm this tornado near Mayhew. This is going to be pushing off to the north and east, probably pretty close to the community of Tibby. So if you're watching us there, watching us on Tibby Road, we want you to get in your tornado safe place right now, because obviously this thing is still on the ground and it is causing damage at the moment. So again, I'll be honest, it's not the most impressive velocity signature. It's a little bit broad here, but because we have that debris signature at this point, we do know that a tornado is either just recently been on the ground or is more likely at this point on the ground right now based on what we've been seeing. So we want everyone to get in their tornado safe place near the community of Tibby. Keith?
Yeah, and it looks like this thing is on a trajectory to get into maybe North Columbus, towards Columbus Lake. It looks like it's moving east-northeast, so we haven't heard the sirens kick off here in downtown just yet. This warning does include Columbus, but that circulation right there out towards Tibby, right along Tibby Creek in southeastern Clay. And speaking of the devil, I just hear the sirens outside WCBI right now. So we do have a tornado warning now that does include Columbus. It looks like this is a confirmed tornado. Just looking at that correlation coefficient, Alex, as you were mentioning, that would be that out towards Mayhew. And this is some debris that could have been lifted over the last couple of minutes. We're watching out for that and to see how that tracks right along Tibby Creek there in the western part of Clay, or the west part of Lowndes County and southeastern Clay County. So it looks like the circulation, the worst part of this is right there at Tibby Creek. And let's just do another storm track on this. And that would take this towards Waverly by 143, the Ridgeland neighborhood here by, let's see, it's not even plotting here, but the Bunker Hill community or the neighborhood by 151, and downtown Columbus here by 150 here. So very soon it's coming down US 82. Let's go back and look at our Alpha Insurance camera in downtown Columbus. I've moved this back to the west, and we would be watching out for, eventually, if this thing holds together, perhaps some flashes here on the horizon here to the northwest. Now, it's moving through some rural territory right now, and we still have some time to watch it. So it's 1:33 in the morning. If you're waking on up to a warning, this is the real deal. We have what could be a confirmed tornado tracking along and just north of 82. Moving towards the city of Columbus. Ooh, there's some lightning lighting up the sky. So we don't have a lot of lightning in this, cloud to ground at least, but there are some flashes. And I actually want to hope that we have a few more flashes, because that would mean that we would be able to see what exactly is going on. So that tornadic circulation is somewhere out in this mess here, which is just north and northeast of GTR Airport, right up here. And notice how we have a lot of rain embedded in this whole system, and the tornado circulation, if it's still there, is kind of wrapped around in rain too. So it's going to be hard to see, especially at night with not a lot of lightning flashes here, of what's going on tonight. Let's go back to our shear rate, and there it is, ramping up pretty well right along North Swoop Road, right along Tibby Creek, moving over towards Old Waverly and Columbus Lake, which is right here. So we haven't seen a lot of that bright green and the red tonight, but when we have seen it, like up in Pontotoc and the Tupelo area, it has given ground truth to actual tornado touchdowns here. So we are concerned that we do have some extra color popping on this here right now. And it looks like we still have this debris signature, which is showing right here over the last couple of scans northeast of GTR Airport, and that is basically moving right along Swoop Road, old West Point Road there in the western part of Lowndes County and right along Tibby Creek. So if you are watching from Columbus north into North Columbus right up here, we advise you to be in your tornado safety zone right now, because that thing right there could be that debris that has been lifted from the possible tornado on the ground. So National Weather Service issuing this tornado warning, confirmed tornado. Let's see, at least according to Doppler radar. So we do have some issues, and also getting some reports of some power outages in parts of this region too. So Alex, do you have any new info there?
Some good news, if we can go to that. We just got this in from Oktibbeha County. No significant damage, no road closures in Oktibbeha County as this storm rolled through. It ramped up pretty quickly as it was moving out of the county and into Lowndes County. We do have one person who apparently doesn't have power in Lowndes County in the community of Longview, but other than that, no big issues, so some good news there. The bad news is this storm has ramped up very, very quickly as it has started to move into Lowndes County. Again, a pretty good indication of a tornado with the velocity at this point. We get that pretty tight circulation. This looks like it's pretty close to Old West Point Road, North Swoop Road, Western Plymouth Road, Taylor Thurston Road, areas like that. I want to give this a little bit broader a swath than just that very tight circulation there. Sometimes the radar can displace things just a little bit. Ultimately, as this thing continues to push off to the north and east, as you said, Keith, places like Waverly need to start getting in a safe place right now. And ultimately, if this holds together, probably the north side of Columbus. So if you're watching this on the north side of town, especially, everyone in Columbus should be going through their tornado safety plan right now, but especially in the north side of town. Keith?
Yeah, and I would say, just a heads up for everybody here in this building right now, just a heads up, if this thing takes a jog just to the southeast of where it is now, we are going to have to kind of mitigate our situation here and go downstairs real quick and let this thing pass. So if you're watching the control room, Master Control, back in the newsroom, if this thing holds together and we are getting this thing to kind of punch on into Columbus, downtown proper, then we'll have to evacuate and go downstairs. So just heads up there. We will still follow that possible debris signature right there, as Alex was just mentioning, along Old West Point Road. And this thing is moving pretty fast. It's going to clear Lowndes County probably in 30 minutes or less. So it's moving about 50 miles per hour. And you can almost see this little thing right there. That almost looks like that little circulation. And that is right along Old West Point Road, moving out towards Columbus Lake right now. So it's been a long time since I've been out there on Old West Point Road, but if you get out there near Plymouth Bluff and Columbus Lake out here towards the Lock and Dam, North Columbus, areas north of downtown, out towards the Lock and Dam, and you go farther north out towards Blue Cut Road, Battery Heights, these areas here, Jolly Road. So looks like this is probably going to stay south of the Air Force Base.